matters because burlesque wasn't documented in the beginning, and it's important to keep this tradition alive and to make people aware of the intentions and the art of it.
This is important because it's American history.
We come from our history.
It's the only one of its kind, keeping this tradition alive. And it's a non-profit, so it exists because of the work of volunteers and donations. And that's it.
I'm here volunteering because I want there to be a future for burlesque.
Why do you think it matters?
Because it's a beautiful art form that I would hate to see disappear.
We all need to know where we come from, and we need to know the ladies that fought so hard for us to do what we love to do and honor them.
We have to look back at who came before us and pay respect to every single performer who paved the way and who is still out there, and that's amazing.
Does it matter?
I think it's very important. Burlesque is an essential and evident part of an artistic history in America and internationally as well, but it's the same as the Baseball Hall of Fame and the Football Hall of Fame. It's important to honor the pioneers, people who came before you. It's important for performers to have this exhibit. A lot of them came from rough backgrounds, but they transformed themselves into these powerhouse businesswomen. And that's important and inspiring to so many people.
It is important. You're talking about a big piece of history, North America. I'm from Canada. But so in terms of North American history, even international history, and you're talking about something that's incredibly related to dance history, to theater, to comedy. If it was just me walking around naked, well, it's not the same as striptease. It's not the same as me having a relationship with the music, as me interacting with the audience. And that's theater, that's comedy, that's sexy, that's whatever. And it matters to, I think, pretty much everything, because it's a representation of culture and society.
We're performing burlesque in reference to what came before us, you know, like it's a traditional form, and if we don't know the history of it, then we can't really comment on it, we can't really evolve it in any way, and so we'd just be sort of floundering in the dark up on stage creating things that are not burlesque.
Of course it matters. It's human history, and it's the history of a very unique art form. And you know, particularly for people who are burlesque performers, it's our past, it's our heritage, and it's how we learn about where we came from. If these people hadn't done what they did, we wouldn't be doing what we do.
Without these beautiful women and legends, we would not be here and have this art form. This art form would not exist at all. These women actually made lives and careers out of this. It was their livelihood. And today it's an art form that's preserved, and it's amazing. And as long as all of us continue to carry it on, it will always have a future.
I love to see the photos, the poses, the costumes, and I'm a vintage collector, so I love to see how well it was preserved and how they made their costume, and it's amazing to see how beautiful they were and are.
When the original museum space in Helendale, California shut down because the roof caved in, we moved all the collection here to Las Vegas along with Dixie and Tempest, but the important thing was what to do with the collection. Within a year or two, people were clamoring for the museum to be open. It's an interim space. It's to show the burlesque community something tangible. This is not the full museum, everybody knows that, but it's to give it a presence.
Because the Burlesque Hall of Fame is here all the time. The weekender, we just get to come for this big blowout for one weekend a year. The Hall of Fame is here all year round for people to come and enjoy and learn about the history of it. It brings the history of it alive in a real way that's not just looking up videos on YouTube or seeing pictures in magazines or books. It brings it alive in a really tangible, living way, breathing way.
There's a lot of aspects of American history that are not necessarily exhibited in museums, especially something that's a little more considered, you know, underground or shady or scandalous. There's so much about our history as Americans that we just kind of brush over and gloss over, and I think this is very fundamental to understanding why we are the way we are.
Because it's our heritage. It's who formed us, who started the clouds and the ether that pulled together and formed Planet Burlesque. You know, it's everybody who built on everybody and cultivated this amazing project, this amazing happening, this amazing artistic expression, which to me is one of the only ways I can communicate to a large body of people, to tell my story or my idea or share my humor, which is mostly what I rely on. And this museum is inspiring for the classic, for the humor, for the heritage, for the history. To come see my friend, who I can only see here now. It's important to remember everybody who contributed to this magic, or else we wouldn't be here. That's the obvious thing. And I need to be here.
Burlesque matters. Yes, there's a future for burlesque. I'd like to see people continue to reference the past, but not use that as limitations. I'd like to see people incorporate modern themes, political discussions, all the ideas that they can come up with, and just see it grow and become more and more creative and more crazy and exciting.
When is burlesque not relevant? When is sexy not sexy? Why should we not celebrate these women every day? We perform all year. Why not honor them all year? It's important.
There's so many avenues for people to support the Burlesque Hall of Fame. A lot of people do fundraiser shows, fundraiser items that they sell, like the Legends calendar. A huge way to support the Burlesque Hall of Fame is to make the pilgrimage and come out to Las Vegas on Fremont Street and visit the museum and talk to us and see what we have here and learn some of the history about burlesque.
And I'm here to tell you that you need to come to the Burlesque Hall of Fame, because frankly, you need to see all aspects of American history, and why not enjoy a little sin while doing it?
They have to keep this exhibit in Las Vegas, or we will bust kneecaps. With a rhinestoned bat, of course.
The things that are happening today, eventually will be part of the museum for future generations.